The interlocking grip happens to have the most room for error, and I'll show you exactly why. When we talk about the interlocking grip, we're talking about locking the two fingers together, the pointer of the left and the pinky of the right. Where we'd like to be is locking at the big knuckle of the hand. So if we get a good grip with our left hand, we talked about how we'd like to be a little bit stronger with our thumb straight down to the right of center like this. Even if you're weak or neutral, that's okay, depending on how you'd like to play the ball and where you're most comfortable. But really, it all comes down to how we link and lock the fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my hands on the golf club correctly, and then I'm going to lock my fingers together. So to give you a close-up, I'd really like to lock at the big knuckle here. A lot of golfers end up locking at the webbings of the fingers right in there. And so when I lock at the webbings of the fingers, my right hand gets caught a little bit more underneath the golf club. If my right hand gets caught underneath the golf club like this, what's going to happen is that when I come back to impact, that golf club's going to be very hook-faced or very closed. So if you're a golfer who has a tendency to duck hook, to hit significant draws on a regular basis, let's take a look at that right hand grip. So when that right hand's underneath, I'm going to take it back, and the club may even look like this in my backswing, but more importantly, when I come back to the ball from the forward view, it's always going to be closed. So I can fix that issue by placing my hand on here in the shake hands position, and as you'll see, my right hand and my left hand, those fingers lock at the big knuckle rather than underneath. So when I come back to the golf ball, hopefully that's what we're looking for, is a square club face. So if you're going to use the interlocking grip, make sure that your right hand's on the shake hands position and that your two locking fingers lock at the big knuckle rather than the webbing of the finger. Okay, the overlap grip. Not a whole lot different than the interlocking grip. It happens to be more efficient because there's less probability that we're going to grip the club incorrectly. It also happens to be the most popular on the PGA Tour. Doesn't necessarily mean that's going to work for you, but let's talk about the difference here. Now, being that it's so similar, we're basically overlapping our pointer finger where we would normally lock if we were using the interlocking grip. So the little valley or channel here between the middle finger and the pointer finger is where my pinky is going to rest. And again, we're looking for the connection between the big knuckles here, not the webbing of the hand, because that would then put my right hand underneath, and that's going to cause the club face to come back to the ball more closed, causing us to hit more draws and hooks. Okay, let's talk about the 10-finger grip. Certainly, I'm in the minority for holding the club with a 10-finger grip. However, it's what feels most comfortable to me. The reason why I'll tell someone that there is a slight advantage is because we now have all 10 fingers on the golf club. When you look at the way someone overlaps, they've got 9 fingers. When you interlock, you also have 9 fingers in the golf club. So if someone says they want a grip where they can get more control, certainly it would be more advantageous to put all of your fingers on the golf club. Because again, more fingers, less likelihood that golf club is going to twist in your hands. Now, on that note, the golf club is not twisting in our hands because we're not holding tight enough. The golf club twists in our hands because we strike the ball out here or in here, causing that golf club to open or close at the point of contact. So when your instincts tell you that you should hold tighter because the club's twisting, why don't we hold looser so we can make a smoother, more effortless stroke? That's going to give us more center face contact, so don't worry about any of that stuff. We talk about a good 10-finger grip or a good baseball grip. We're going to basically approach it the same way we do with the interlock and the overlap. I'd really like for my left hand to be on in a relatively neutral to strong position where my thumb is parallel with that logo but parallel to the right of center. So again, I want to look down and see 2 knuckles on my left hand. I want to get my right hand to overlap my left thumb, and I want to get that thumb off to the side. And a good position, good picture from here is those fingers are butt up together, no gap between them. Now, one other reason why I like the 10-finger grip is when my right hand is lower, you're going to notice that the lower I put that right hand, the more my body has this natural tilt. Now, a lot of golfers don't know about the tilt, but we're supposed to have anywhere from 6 to 10 degrees of tilt away from our target, not just in the shoulders, but also in the spine. And the reason why that is because my right hand's lower if I'm a right-handed player. If my hands were level on the golf club, I would then be square. I'd be vertical in my spine and horizontal in my shoulders. So by giving myself more natural tilt, I'm going to get myself in a position to make better golf swings. But as we all know, our equilibrium, which is our sensory here, it really doesn't want us to be tilted because there's nothing we do like this on a day-to-day basis. So your natural instincts say, hey, level yourself out. Well, if I hold with the 10-finger grip, I'm more inclined to have a good tilt and a good setup position. So in addition to that, further down I can slide that hand on the golf club. We'll just say we split our hands slightly. That's going to give me more natural release and more natural rotation. So if you're looking for a couple more yards, if you're looking to fight that inconsistent fade, push, or slice, a 10-finger grip is going to give you a nice change of pace and going to help you get a little bit more roll, a little bit straighter shots, and hopefully maybe a little bit more distance at the end of the day. For those of you looking for some help with your golf grip, I recommend trying a practice grip. It's a really inexpensive and efficient way to improve your grip. What a lot of golfers can do for about $10 is go to the local pro, get one of these installed, and put it on an old golf club, something you have laying around the house, maybe something you don't use, and take this to the driving range with you. Put it in the trunk of your car, and always get back to it before you go to the driving range, before you go to the golf course, or keep it in the garage. Use it in your backyard a couple days a week to make some practice swings with. Whether you're an advanced player or you're brand new to the game, it's always good to have that reference point. So you have this molded practice handle here. They come available in juniors, ladies, men's, right hand, left hand, and it's molded particularly more for an overlap or an interlocking grip, but I can put my hands on there like so. I can accomplish the overlap, the interlock, even the 10-finger grip, but it's a great reference point to help you square that club face at impact and hit straighter shots. Because when it comes down to it, the grip is really influential to how the club face meets the ball. It's influential as to the trajectory that we get, the direction, you name it. I hope you enjoyed today's segment on the golf grip and one of the most important fundamentals in the golf swing. If you have any questions, comments, please post them below. I'll get back to as many as I can. This is Chris signing off for Golf More, Swing Less. Thanks for watching.